Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, wait, that came out wrong? Or why didn't they get me? I had so much more to say. Maybe it was a meeting, maybe it was a casual chat over a coffee, maybe it was your partner, your colleague, or even the barista that you see every morning. The truth is, every moment is a communication moment. And if we're not intentional, we end up misunderstood, unseen, or worse, ignored. Hi there, I'm Natisha, and I'm a communication and public speaking coach, and I'm here to teach you how to communicate better in every life situations. Poor communication is the number one reason relationships break down, at work, at home, and in leadership teams. It's what turns simple chats into conflicts, what blocks ideas from landing, and what makes brilliant professionals feel invisible. And here's the kicker. Most of us never were taught how to actually have better conversations. Not just talk, but create real, meaningful, productive dialogue. But here's the great news. Great communication is not a talent, it's a trainable skill. And today, I'm giving you 5 powerful research-backed strategies to boost your communication skills, whether you're pitching to a boardroom or just trying to have a better Sunday lunch conversation. Because let's be honest, we all want to feel more confident, more clear, and more connected, right? Everywhere and with everyone. Because communication isn't soft, it's power, and reclaiming it might just change everything. Let's begin with the foundation of all great conversations, emotional clarity. Brené Brown, one of the world's most respected researchers on vulnerability, shame, and courage, says it best. She says, clear is kind. Unclear is unkind. Unclear is confusing, it's frustrating and exhausting for everyone involved. The moment we step into a conversation unclear about what we're feeling or needing, we risk putting pressure, blame, or confusion on the other person. Think about it. Have you ever said something like this? This isn't working. And the other person looked at you like, what exactly isn't working? Most conversations break down not because of the words, but because people don't express what they actually feel or need. They skip the inner work and go straight to the reaction. We often expect people to read between the lines, when the truth is, clear communication starts with emotional self-awareness. That's where emotional clarity comes in. Let me introduce you to a simple tool I use in my coachings, the END formula, END. It stands for emotion, need, direction. Emotion. What am I feeling right now? Am I feeling frustrated? Am I feeling anxious, let down? Second, what is my need? What need of mine isn't being met? Clarity, respect, recognition. What do I need to feel better in this situation? And thirdly, direction. What outcome am I hoping for in this conversation? In a business meeting, that might sound like this. I'm frustrated because I value consistency. What I need is a clearer process for how we share updates. Could we agree on a format that would work for the both of us? In daily life, it's just as important. Instead of saying, you never listen, you say something like this. I feel hurt because I felt alone earlier. I really need to feel your support when someone is doing this thing. Can we talk about how we handle this for next time? It's the difference between confrontation and collaboration. And we all want more collaboration in life, right? And less conflict. It's not dramatic, it's clear, it's courageous. Because let's face it, most people aren't mind readers. And that is a problem we face all the time. In his book, Crucial Conversations, Patterson shows that people who express emotions with clarity, not aggression, let's be very, very, very clear on that. People that express emotions with clarity and kindness create safer and more productive dialogue. And when safety goes up, trust follows. And when you lead with emotional clarity, people don't have to guess what's really going on. They know because you've told them. You invite connection, you model maturity, you take the lead. So next time you walk into a conversation, ask yourself, what's my end goal? Emotion, need, direction. Start there. And if you've made it this far, comment connection in the comments below and put a little thumbs up. It always helps. Let me ask you a question. When conversations get tricky, what's your instinct? Push harder? Prove your point? Fix it fast? Totally human. We all do it. But here's the thing. The moment we try to control the conversation, we usually lose it. When conversations start getting tense, our instinct is to control, to persuade, to fix, to hold it. But negotiation expert William Ury and FBI negotiator Chris Voss have shown again and again the most powerful communicators don't push. They listen. And they don't just listen. They listen with leverage. So what is the trick here? Curiosity. Curiosity is your secret weapon. It disarms defensiveness. It deepens understanding and shows the other person they matter, that they're not just a tool for your goal, but a partner in the process. William Ury, one of the world's top negotiating experts, teaches that curiosity creates collaboration. And Chris Voss, the FBI negotiator, built entire hostage negotiations around one idea: make the other person feel heard. So here's what you can do. Use the mirror and label technique. The mirror technique is this: repeat the last few words that were said in a curious tone. The label one is naming what you think they might be feeling, gently, without assumptions or judgment. In a business context, it'll look like this. If a colleague says this deadline is impossible, you say, impossible? It sounds like you're under a lot of pressure right now. Am I right? And you can do it either that way or the other way. It doesn't matter. In daily life, it looks like this. Let's say your friend says something like this: I'm done with people. In this situation, with this framework, you ask, done with people? Sounds like something's been building up for a while. Are you okay? Boom. You've just gone from conflict to connection. Because what people want isn't just advice. They want to be seen. Neuroscience research from Matthew Lieberman shows that when we label emotions, even gently, it reduces the emotional intensity in the brain. That's right. It literally calms the amygdala. Labeling emotions reduces the brain's emotional response. It literally calms people down because you're naming it, you're verbalizing it, and that is reassuring. It's calming. It's nice because you're recognized. So don't just aim to be right. Aim to understand, because real power isn't dominating the conversation. It's in guiding it with empathy. That shift, that changes everything. And for deeper understanding of communication types, don't forget to grab your free document in the description below and watch this video next. Okay, now let's talk about structure. I know I've said this before, but it's so important. Because let's face it, some people are incredibly intelligent, insightful, and wise, and some people have great ideas, but they lose their audience after the first 30 seconds. Why? Because their message isn't structured. It goes in all directions. It's not focused. We don't know where they're going. And in today's world, people just don't have the attention span for winding roads. Matt Abrahams, Stanford lecturer and author of Think Fast, Talk Smart, says that structure sets you free. I know, crazy, right? But it is true. It is true. It is true. Believe me. When your ideas are clear, people feel safe. They know where you're going, and they're far more likely to follow you. Matt Abrahams teaches that structure helps you think faster and speak smarter, which is definitely something that boosts your charisma as a speaker and your confidence, by the way. It does you a service and it does your listener a service. When people know where you're going, they actually want to follow you. So here's a simple, brilliant framework I teach in my consultations, and that is used by consultants, executives, and public speakers alike. The PREP method. P-R-E-P. Point, reason, example, point. So here's what you do. Firstly, you make your point. Secondly, you give the reason why this matters to you and to the people listening. Thirdly, share a real example or a piece of evidence of what you're talking about. And then fourthly, then you come back to your point to anchor it. Little circle, finished. So let me show you how it works in different contexts. In a business context, it would look like this. We need to rethink how we onboard clients. Why? Because our current system creates friction. I spoke with a client who waited 10 days for access. So let's streamline this immediately. Clear, focused, professional. In daily life, this is a method to help you stop rambling. And who doesn't want to stop rambling? Let's say someone asks, why are you moving flats again? Instead of spiraling too far or too detailed explanations that turn out to be knotted and disorganized spaghetti dish, you say this. I'm moving flats because I want more natural light. That's the main reason. The place I'm in now feels dark and drains me. I only get natural light for about an hour a day in that. The new one is full on south and I have light all day. So I just feel better. Clear, personal, digestible. This kind of speaking doesn't just sound better. It is better because it's efficient, it's respectful, it's memorable. Structure isn't stiff, it's supportive. It's not for impressing, it's for connecting. And once you master this, even your small talk becomes more magnetic and you become more charismatic. And as Connie Dieken puts it in Talk Less, Say More, influence comes with clarity. not volume. If you have learned anything until now and you're still around, let me know by hitting that like button just underneath if you haven't done it already. So now let's flip the lens from logic to emotion, because logic was the structure, right? Because data is important, but humans don't make decisions based on logic alone. We connect through stories. Let me let you in on a little secret. People might remember your facts, but they feel your stories. And feeling sticks. That is what sticks. Carmine Gallo, the author of Talk Like TED, shows that the best leaders use storytelling to inspire action. He showed that 65% of top-rated TED Talks are built around stories. Why? Because stories activate up to 7 regions of the brain, whereas facts and data alone light up only 2. Storytelling activates both logic and emotion, making your message more memorable and more human. But here's the mistake I see smart professionals make. They tell stories that don't connect to the message. Yes, unfortunately, not every story lands. So here's what I tell my students that is a storytelling shortcut. The 3A model anecdote. Aha. Here's the application. Anecdote. A real or a relatable experience from you to your audience. Aha. What you learned from it. Application. So here's this method put into practice. In a business meeting, this might sound like this. When I first started managing teams, I avoided conflict at all costs. It backfired. People lost trust. I learned that hard conversations are actually acts of care. That's why I'm pushing for more feedback culture now. In real life, it's just as powerful. Let's say someone asks you why you started painting again. So you would answer this. I stopped during lockdown. I felt none. One night, I picked up a brush just to try something new, and that 1 hour gave me my breath back. Now I paint every weekend. It grounds me. That's connection. No need for drama, just realness. Be present and link your story to what you know of the person listening to you. Presence matters more than perfection, my friends. Trust me. The 3A story shows vulnerability, it shows growth and value, it builds trust. Because people don't just follow what you know, they follow who you are. And real stories that really connect to people make you more charismatic than any clever line ever could. Would you like a full video on how to use storytelling in your presentations more effectively? Let me know in the comments below, and it will be my pleasure to talk about that in the next video if it is useful to you. And finally, we come to presence. Let's be honest, most of us are uncomfortable with silence. We fill it with words, with ums, with jokes, with rambling. But great communicators, they don't rush, they don't overtalk, they hold space. They know when to speak and when to pause. Amy Cuddy, in her research on power posing and presence, found that how you carry yourself, your posture, your pacing, your silence, signals authority long before your words do. Amy Cuddy shows that confident posture and vocal pacing trigger trust and respect, just like that. And Connie Dieken, which we referenced a little earlier, also adds that authority doesn't come from volume, it comes from stillness. Crazy, right? Look at your favorite TV characters, Thomas Shelby in Peaky Blinders, and Elise Keating in How to Get Away with Murder. They all ooze calmness. They pause, they are still, and my God, are they powerful and charismatic. So let me ask you this. Do you pause after you speak, or do you fill every silence with, do you breathe before responding, or do you jump in to fill the void? True communication power and true charisma comes from comfort with silence. So here's your final tool to help you build presence, joining the power pause and the open body language. Say your key point, then pause, let it land. Keep your body open, palms relaxed, chest forward, grounded feet. Use slow, deliberate gestures. Avoid crossing your arms, fidgeting, or nodding excessively. And keep eye contact with the people that you're talking to. In business, this looks like this. This is not just about short-term growth. It's about long-term trust. Simple, but powerful. In daily life, try this. You say this to a friend. You matter to me. And I want us to get through this together. That pause, that's presence. It's space for the other person to feel, to come and meet you. You're not trying hard, you're being. That's presence. And in a world that never stops talking, silence and presence are magnetic. Let's bring it all together. Better conversations don't start with being louder, faster, and more impressive. They start with presence, with clarity, with courage. In today's video, we explored 5 practical strategies to improve your conversations at work and in life. And in each of these sections, we've seen practical strategies for you to implement in real life, accompanied by examples. Where do you start? Pick one. Practice it today. These tools are here to help you show up more fully, speak more powerfully, and connect more meaningfully to just be more you, more authentically you. And that's what you want to be, right? That's your strongest self, just you. Watch what shifts, not just in how people listen to you, but in how you feel showing up. Because communication is more than just a soft skill, it's a power skill. It is your superpower. And if you've ever felt dismissed, interrupted, or silenced, let this be your sign. You don't need to change who you are. You need to reclaim your voice. Communication is more than just a tool. It's how we lead, how we love, how we rise. So tell me in the comments, what strategy are you going to practice today? And don't forget to download your free communication documents in the description below to help you become a better communicator. And if you found this valuable, if you learned one tiny little thing, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like these, and share this video to a person who you think could benefit from this. Sharing is caring, right? Let's grow together and build a world where our voices aren't just being heard, they're remembered and they're listened to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Follow your passion, my friend, and speak up. Always speak up. Ciao, ciao.